Right, I think we'll start today's video here, and as you can see we're at home and we're pointing at an incubator, and the incubator has got a load of Turkey Poults in it. These are our one and only Turkey Poults we've had this year, unfortunately. We did have some in one of the other incubators, but I'm not sure what happened. I think it must have been a heat issue. We ended up with one egg that hatched and that bird wasn't very right in itself. So we've got these guys in here. They're the last ones of the year, they're the only ones of the year, so I sort of want to look after them and grow them, because obviously they're going to be income for us come the end of the year. So what we're going to do is we're going to move them out of there and we're going to place them into a brooder. Let me just move around my light a little bit. So what we've got in front of you here is our brooder. Let me lift off the lid. It's actually used to be an incubator. You can see there's like a fan on there, a manky rusty fan. Put that down. Okay, so this is our brooder that we use for the larger birds. We also use this for the ducks. Because it's got a wire floor to it, there's actually a gap of about 2 inches underneath that, which is ideal with the ducks, so the ducks can just run around in there. When I say ducks, if you look, there's another incubator just here, and that is full up of duck eggs as well at the minute. They're due in about 2 weeks time, so by the time the ducks are due, these guys will be out of here and they'll be up at the farm. So I'm going to grab them out. I think we've got 6, I think there's one egg in there that's still to hatch, or maybe might not hatch, but we will find out. But it's always good to start videos with a bit of chicken, or rather poult, and go from there. So you see, all of a sudden they're looking around and they're like, what's going on? Oh my goodness me. So let's see. Okay, we've got one with splayed legs. So there we go. That's a mini turkey. You know, we might have 2 with splayed legs. I'm not sure about this little guy. We'll give it a go and see how he does. But they don't look anything like the adults. They can actually look slightly cuter than the adults when you think how big and ugly the adults can be. But this guy here, you can see straight away, that's got a splayed leg. So it's one leg that's going off to one side. He's not happy at all about being picked up. So what we'll do is we'll just strap those legs up. We'll do that off camera in just a minute, because this video isn't about strapping legs up. So yeah, we'll just strap the legs up like that, leave it for 24 hours. The muscles then should grow and he'll end up with nice big legs. The reason why we'll do that, especially on these ones, is because of the cost of the adult birds. The adult birds are worthwhile actually doing that. So yeah, that one there is splayed. So we've got the heat pad, that's on, that's been on for about an hour. They've got water, they've got feed, so we'll leave them to it now. We'll get that one done up, and let's see if we've got any eggs that haven't done anything. Yep, there's one that hasn't done anything so far. I'll give that another day or so, see if it does do anything, and then we'll go from there. Right, on with the action. Well, there we go, that's some bees coming back. Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you are, and welcome back to another episode on the Annoyed Dad channel. Starting things slightly differently today, because obviously we had the turkeys first, and now we're up at the farm. And the skies are grey, and that just basically sums up June. It's either been grey or it's been hot, one or the other, but we've had more grey, more rain than I was expecting. Everything seems to be weird and out of sync. But anyway, let's move on. Lots and lots has happened this month, but not a lot that I could have filmed on its own to make a little video of it. Just one of those things. So, what are we looking at here? We have got pumpkins, we have got squashes, and we have got some of the Fiesta sweet corn, which is in here. Now, the saying I've always been taught, I'm not sure how true it is, so maybe somebody can let me know, because it's an American saying, is that your corn, if you want a good harvest of corn, it should be knee high by the 4th of July. So we are still in June, and if I put my oversized leg in there, you can see it's getting there. I think by the 4th of July that is definitely going to be knee high. So I'm hoping we're going to be in for a good harvest of corn. So we've got corn here. I think over there we've got more squashes. So we've got the butternut squash and another sort of squash. And we've got 3 different types of pumpkins. We've got the goosebump ones, which is the ones with all of the warts on it. We've got some of the commercial ones, and we've got some of the jack-o'-lantern little kiddies ones. So if we come over here, the packs you're able to buy in the shops basically. Yeah, you can see the corn there that's only just gone in, and we've got some more squashes down there, and just along here we've got some more pumpkins. Now I brought some seeds from a seed merchant, not a dealer but a manufacturer of their own seeds, and I brought a proper commercial quantity, but I wasn't at all happy with the quality of them. They were pretty ropey, and then when they were put in the soil, only about a quarter of them actually germinated. So not very good at all. If you remember back to the start of the year, this was just a stick, just that middle thing there. And indeed my godson, he's got one as well, and he calls his the stick. But you can see it's a plum tree and it's starting to grow pretty well. So probably not next year, but the year afterwards we'll get some fruit off of that. These were the 2 for a tenner ones in Tesco. You can see the other trees are doing well there. Right, let's go and have a look at the field that we harrowed in our last video. That was quite some time ago. So the videos this month, they have been a bit slow, and that is down to work. As I explained, I'm starting up a new business, and it's also down to the weather. If the weather hasn't been very good for actually coming up here and doing anything, then I'm not going to come up here and do anything, and anything I have been doing hasn't exactly been heavily involved. And not anything that you really want to record a video on. But if you look over there, I'm going to zoom in, so watch yourselves. Ooh, there we go. See, we've got 2 horses. One of them is enjoying Pride Month, the other one is just in his grey. Now, this is the field that we harrowed in the last video, and it looks yellow there. I think it's just the way how the camera's picking up. It's not yellow, it's actually very green. If we come down, you can see that there is lots and lots of grass. The horses have been in here and they have done an absolutely fantastic job. They've chewed it down, but the grass is still very, very thick. There's not big areas of nothingness. Now, for at least 5 years, this was just left, and the person come in and once a year they topped it, and that was it. That was all that they'd done. Now that has led to some issues. If we come over here, you'll see that this is an area that the horses haven't touched, and they haven't done very much in, and the reason being is because everywhere you look there's lots and lots of thistles, and the horses are a bit like me. They don't like walking through where the thistles are. If you look all the way over there, so where it's basically left, all of them were able to go to seed, and then they drop their seeds, and then they just spread and spread and spread. So we need to get in here and we need to chop them down. I did chop them down about 3 weeks ago, but we need to get in here again. But it's just been so wet. It's been unusually wet for a June. So we need to get that done and get that sorted. And then once that's done, hopefully it will look pretty good. But the horses are going back over there. I think they're going back there next week or something, because I've still got plans for this area. There's still lots that we want to do and lots happening. So let's go and have a look at something else. Oh my, that's a big pile of sand. I wonder if that's for an upcoming video. Unfortunately, I am filming this of an evening, so it's getting all dark. But these are some of the young banthams that we hatched out earlier on in the year that are ready to move on to pastures new. Now these are boys. We've already sold some, and we think we've sold most of the girls. That's obviously not a chicken, that's a goose, if you're wondering. And that is a very unfortunate goose, because it started to develop what's called angel wings. If the other one will move out of the way, you'll be able to see. But it's just where the wings actually grow and the feathers stick out to the side. Come on, you, move your bum so as we can see. There we go. Yeah, so the feathers stick out to the side. There are various things you can do to try to stop it once it starts going. But it didn't work last year, and we don't think it's going to work this year either. Crikey, you're an ugly thing, aren't you? Right, let's just go and have a quick look outside, because you might be able to hear something that's happening outside. So these guys are my middle boys' ducks, and they're coming up to, they must be coming up to 2 months old now. So they're getting nice and big, almost ready to go in with everybody else. They won't actually start laying any eggs yet this year. We don't expect to get anything until the summer of next year. But they're doing quite well. And as you saw earlier on in the video, we've got another incubator which is absolutely ram-packed full up of eggs. They are mainly R1s, so from the adults which made these ones. And he's got some crested duck ones in there that we brought off of eBay. And they seem to be doing quite well. Now, scattered all around the place are beehives. And you would have seen at the start of this little segment that we had one where the bees were flying in and out. Those are bees that I placed in there, and they came from our old location where we've still got bees, but I brought them down here to start off, some down here. But these are what are called bait hives. They are there solely with the purpose to try to attract in a swarm of bees. Now, for those of you who have been with me a long time, you will know that I originally brought some beehives off the person who used to own this land. That's how I got to talk to them in the first place. And they told me that they hadn't looked in their beehives for about 3 years. So there is a high chance that those hives had swarmed, and indeed there were quite a few that were empty because they had swarmed. So I'm hoping that those bees aren't too far away, but they're still within the area. So I've got lots of empty hives rigged up. They've actually got an old piece of the honeycomb within there ready to try to attract them in. Now, if you'd like to know more, let me know down in the comments, and I might do a video exclusively on all of the bait hives, how they work. Round here they're not working very well at all, mainly because ever since I've got them rigged up, the weather has been absolutely rubbish. But up at the other place they're working incredibly well, mainly because there's a beekeeper not too far away from the other place who's rubbish at looking after their bees, so I keep on catching their swarms as they leave. And I know that because I'm getting marked queens, and I don't mark my queens. Have you got one of those chickens that at night time it just is a total and utter pain in the butt? Oh, there we go, it's gone in at last. Right, you go in. Right, you get in. You in. Come on. It's just a total and utter pain in the butt, and you want it to go in and it just will not at all go in. Go on, go in. In, I tell you. Look, see, it's one of the wife's bloody dinosaur chicken things. Horrible Transylvania, whatever the heck they call them, things. And it just won't, it's so stupid, it just won't do anything. Like, go in, get in. No, it says, I could say a swear word of what it says, but it says go away. And I'm just like, oh, bloody thing. Right, I'm going to get this away, and then I'll do the closing bit of the video. I do think it is just about to actually absolutely hammer it down here. It's come over very dark. But anyway, as I said, we're at the end of June, we're going into July. And a lot of the trees have done very well with the pruning that we have done on them. And if you come around here, you can see that the berries are starting to ripen up on some of the bushes. Now there's one bush I did see. I've got to try to work my way around. You can walk around a bit easier than what you used to be able to, but it's still, see, look at all them. It's still a little bit icky. I've got to get in here again with the lawnmower. Ow, stinging nettles. Because already, even though I've done it about 2 weeks ago, it's already ankle height at least. But I'm glad that a lot of the grass is actually starting to come back. But just look at this. Look at all of those black currants. Very nearly ready to go. I've had to lift up the bush, and I've had to tie it off on a stake, mainly because they were leaning over and it was on the ground. I didn't prune these when I pruned everything else because they were sticking upright, because the canes only had the canes just to hold up. They didn't have the weight of all of the fruit and the leaves and everything else like that. So I've had to put these in, but I will remember for the end of the season this year, I'll get in there and I will sort them out. Right, I am going to leave the video there. I'm going to head back home because, as I said, I think it's just about to absolutely hammer it down. We do have more projects coming up, more things that are happening, more stuff that we're doing that will hopefully be out very, very soon. And fingers crossed, I might even get time to film some of it, which would be fantastic if we could. Oh, last thing. Anybody know what this tree is? I have asked before, but I don't know what it is. I've got two of them. And when we bought the place last year, they were just starting to die off like this, and then they seem to come back to life again. I don't quite know what they are, because if they're nothing special, I just get rid of them. But I haven't got rid of them yet, because I don't like to cut down trees until I know that there's a good reason to cut down the trees. So thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, comments, leave them down below, because I read them all. I don't get a chance to answer them all, unfortunately, just at the minute, but I do read them all. And until the next video, please do remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Bye bye. And if you're still watching, because I know that some of you like to watch, look, see, there's my plums. There's some more plums.